Welcome to the Unsportsmanlike Conduct Podcast. I'm your host Lee Kelly, and joining me as always is Jack Curry. How are you doing, Jack?
Hi everyone. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. Enjoying yourself a nice cup of tea.
Absolutely. One of those days after all.
Yeah,
How
I
about
know how
how
you
about
feel.
you?
Yeah, it's been tiring when it's always tiring after a bank holiday weekend and going back on a Tuesday.
Considering that Lee doesn't drink either, I'd like to know what type of stuff you were getting up to on a bank holiday weekend
Uh,
without
well,
alcohol.
well, I had Bluey at Queen Street in Darlington on Monday, so we took Pandora down to see that and went into Waterstones and stuff. Sunday, I had some relatives over from down London visiting my parents, so we went over and saw them for most of the day, and then Saturday football training and brought my daughter and my wife to that as well, so they could chill out in the sun and whatnot.
Oh, put that down. I was waiting for that to appear. But,
This one's weird.
do you know, I walked through a shop today, Asda,
Yeah.
and I saw a bottle of it, and I was like, £2. And they only had the red one left, so
Yeah.
the other ones are all sold out. So the red was left. I was like, if there's so much red left and there's nothing else of anything else, it's probably shit. So
The red isn't
I went and
great, I personally think, but usually it's because they only get like one flavour or two flavours at a time. That's
I
what I've
went and
noticed.
bought a bottle of fresh orange juice, but I think it was like a litre of fresh orange juice for less than the prime. The orange juice lasted me a lot longer than the prime did. So my new protest is I'm all against prime now, and I'm just gonna buy orange juice instead.
Yeah, I think orange juice isn't a fair fight to put it against, really.
What do you mean?
What's in the same price, like same drinks range? Because I wouldn't say orange juice is the same drink range.
It's more expensive than Coca-Cola, full sugar
True.
Coca-Cola. I can get a full sugar. I could probably get a glass bottle of Coca-Cola for cheaper than a prime.
Probably, yeah. I'll tell you one thing though. The energy drink one which I had the other day, that was actually a lot nicer. Even though I'm not a big fan of fizzy drinks.
For context, everyone who's watching, Lee sent me a picture of a can of prime energy drink. How much does that cost you, Lee?
Same
For a
price.
can?
Same price.
£2.
Yeah. It works out.
For 75 pence more, I can get a large Red Bull.
I think it works out about the same price as a normal kind of Red Bull, I believe. From memory, I don't know how much a Red Bull
That'll
is
be
though.
a taste test, I tell you
I
now.
haven't had it in
I'd rather
ages.
a Red Bull.
I hate Red Bull.
Man, why?
I hate 99% of energy drinks. That's the thing. Like, and I mean
But
energy
you like,
drinks, not sports drinks.
but you like prime.
This one isn't an energy drink. This one's a
What is
hydration
it?
one. This is like more
Oh,
like
come on,
Lucid
don't give me that
Sport and
shit,
shit
man.
like that. That's more so what
Read
it's
the,
like.
read the ingredients on the back now.
Oh
I'll tell you
yeah,
now.
I know it's not good for it. It's not.
How
It's
much
worse than
caffeine's it
most of
got
it.
in it?
This one. Uh, don't think any in this one.
There's no caffeine in that drink.
No, I don't think so.
I'm Googling it.
In the energy drink, there's 140 milligrams. So
What?
the cans.
Compared to a coffee, what's that?
Uh, I don't know.
I tell you what it is. Prime Energy, I'm assuming that's the can, yeah?
Yeah. So
Contains as much caffeine as 2 cups of coffee.
the 200 milligrams that it says online is the American version. It's less in the UK, from what it says on the side of the can, I think. There you go. So a Red Bull in a 250 milliliter can has 80 milligrams, whereas the Prime Energy is 140 milligrams in the 330 milliliter can.
That's not good.
No,
That's not good at all.
I'm not saying they're good for you.
I'd rather have 2 coffees throughout the day than one can of energy drink that's full of sugar and shite.
All I'm saying is I prefer. That's one of the only energy drinks that I probably could drink if I wanted to drink them. I hate Red Bull, I hate Monster, I hate Relentless because I drank them too much when I was younger and I just hate the smell of them and I think they're too sweet.
The blue Rockstar, I feel like I could go back
I
there for
drunk way too much of
nostalgia.
that.
That's like that's death.
Yeah.
That is diabetes in a can.
Or like Boost or like the Euro Shop or whatever it's called.
Oh nah, man, that's like piss, man.
35p
And
energy drink.
yeah, your teeth are shaking halfway through though, like the bottle's like getting gripped like that. You're gurning on the street corner, people are thinking, what's he doing? It's alright, he's just drinking a bottle of energy drink, 96
Yeah.
pence. Jokes, man.
But yeah, no, like I said, that's probably one of the only energy drinks that I've drunk or at least smelled recently and didn't want to throw.
Well, that's
Like,
a plus.
yeah, like the likes of Red Bull and Monster's the worst for me. I know my missus likes to drink Monster, and I could smell it from like the other side of the room, and it just makes me want to throw up.
I used to drink loads of White Monster back in my when I was about 5 stone lighter than I am now. About 4 years ago, no, 5 years ago.
Yeah,
But anyway, yeah, I used to drink that like every day just to kind of like I had a diet plan through Darren actually, probably a good little plug right in there.
not the Monster.
Um, well, no, in the diet plan, he said you can have one of these a day because
Okay.
not only does it give you a caffeine, but it's sugar free and it kind of gets that like that pop into your system. So I started drinking anything that was zero sugar, Monster related.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, worked for me. Like didn't affect my health at all, and but then I realized that drinking coffee was probably a better shout. I was getting more caffeine in, and still got a 0 calories. So
Does coffee have 0 calories? I didn't know that.
black coffee does.
Really?
Americano,
I actually didn't know that.
yeah, Americano is
I
0 calories.
don't like coffee either though.
Oh man, this guy.
I literally don't have anything. I don't have caffeine, like any energy. I literally, this is that energy drink which I had on Sunday was the first energy drink I've probably had in 10 years.
What about tea?
I like tea, actually. Yeah, tea's fine. Black tea.
Black tea.
Yeah.
Where are we? We have cream. We have
No.
milk.
I like just a black tea. I don't like
We
milk
don't
and
like
tea.
coffee.
I don't like coffee.
Yeah, I could drink black coffee every day. I just have like I usually have an espresso in the morning. I have a little espresso glass, just mine. No one else drinks espresso in this house, and I could drink it every morning.
Yeah.
But a black tea, you lost me there. But that's a good
But
story though.
yeah.
Um, when I was traveling home from Germany, and I went to get a cup of tea in the train station, waiting to get the train to the airport, and yeah, they gave me a tea, and I was like, with milk, please. And they were like, okay.
It's an
So
extra £5.
they they steamed my milk
Yeah.
in a little mug, and then gave me my black tea and steamed milk, and said, "There you go." 'Cause in their head, they just assumed that we want the milk to be hot, so I put hot milk in my tea.
So you had to wait a
Uh,
lot longer to drink it.
yeah, like it was like it was just different flavor. Along with that, the tea bags were dreadful. It wasn't like I only drink Yorkshire tea in this house. Like
Yorkshire
there's
is a good
nothing else.
show. I have Yorkshire tea, but then I also sometimes have like a non-caffeinated. Like, have you heard of the puka tea sort of stuff?
The what?
The puka or puka,
All right.
PUKKA. They're like
Nah,
herbal
no.
teas sort of thing.
All right. Okay.
I'll have like
So
there's only two of them flavors which I like. It's none of the free ones. It's either lavender one like for sleeping or like the green tea sort of one.
all right. Okay.
But yeah,
We
Yorkshire
just
tea
have
all the way.
decaffeinated.
Yorkshire tea all the way.
Yorkshire tea. We have normal Yorkshire, and I think we have some M&S decaf just for when she wants to have tea on a night and she actually wants to sleep. So for me, I just drink Yorkshire and that's it. Unless I'm at work and I drink whatever shit they put in there. It's PG. I think that's disgusting.
I'd say I only really drink tea if I'm feeling sick. or if I went to bed like really late and I have to get up early in the morning, i.e., I went to bed about 3 or 4 a.m. and I had to wake up at 7.
That's brutal.
I went to bed. I'm quite happy because on Monday I went to bed at about 3 a.m. without realizing it. Like on the Sunday
How long
night.
do you stay up normally?
Wake up about 7:30ish, go to bed. Usually about 1 a.m. That's probably average about 1 a.m. But I can easily stay up without realizing it to about 3 a.m.
So are you just like staying productive all night, or are you doing work, or are you just chilling? What are you doing?
It's a bit of bits and pieces of each. So like I try to break days up a bit. So like I have my 9 to 5 or half 8 till 5 is my hours of work. And then like I take some time off and chill out with the family before the dog goes to bed. And then after that I'm doing either relaxing a bit with either a game or something or watching some videos. But if I'm watching videos, I'm usually doing a little bit of work on the side.
Yeah.
For a bit, and then I do more focused work with a video, and if I've played a game, and then just flipping between them really, or trying to get my house tidier.
Our routines are so different, man. Like when I'm working, I wake up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll go to work, and I'll work till I don't finish work till about 7 o'clock, and then I get home about 7ish, and I literally eat and I go straight to bed. There's no time to myself. We might watch a bit of telly for like an hour, and it's usually bed. Like the fact that I'm here right now and not in bed is a shock. And then I just do that routine all week, and then when I finish work on a Saturday night, I'll drink on a Saturday night, and then that's it. The routine just starts again. Like I've got a routine now. I like to call it the dad routine. I'm preparing myself for all the shitty years ahead of me, um, for sleep anyway. So even on my days off, I'm up at about 5:30.
That's fine. You keep
Even
it
when I'm
real.
hanging, I went
It,
to an engagement party on.
It's the when you're waking up from your sleep. That's where you gotta figure it out.
Yeah, true. I went to this party, man, and I finished the party. I definitely put away some alcohol. I had it all counted out the other day, but there was a lot that I haven't drank that much in a while. Um, I woke up fresh as a daisy about fucking. I initially woke up about 6:30, but I think I slept until about 8:30. That was
Yeah.
a lion. My little brother, he goes to work and comes home and he stays up all night and then he sleeps until like fucking 2 in the afternoon. Like different generations, man. Different generations.
Well, how old is he?
He's 21.
That's why though, because
Even at 21 though,
either
man,
a
I was like in this
student or
routine.
whatever. It depends if you like either do college or university or stuff like that, and you're in that like routine at university.
He ain't doing that.
No, fair enough.
I
I don't know then.
don't know. People just like everyone's different nowadays.
Yeah, I
But
know. Well, to be fair, when I was at university, my sleep schedule was fucking to high hell, really. Basically, I was talking to my wife at the time, so I'd basically like, I'd be up essentially all night most nights. So I'd
you
sleep
beat
from
up all
about
night.
I'd sleep from about midday till about 4 or 5 p.m.
Damn,
And if sometimes just not sleep at all.
that's crazy, man.
I was in a weird. I didn't like university mainly because it's not the way I learned. It's very. I
Yeah.
don't know how I would learn more like by doing and doing it myself rather than sitting in a lecture hall. Like
Along with that, you went
yeah,
to Sunderland University.
yeah.
I mean,
I'd
yes,
I'd
me
wake
that's them
I'd
more,
I'd wake up to go to football.
man. You and everyone else.
But yeah, no. I probably had like a 20% attendance rate at university, if not less.
20,
Yeah.
man. You really
I
made.
wasted about like 22K of money just to not go to university. Which is
You
now
wasted how
which
much?
is about 22K, but it's about 28 now.
There you go, kids. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Don't go to
I
university. Don't waste your money.
I
Just get a
would
job.
I would prefer if I didn't go university and actually did the work for a few years and then try to go university,
Yeah,
because I'd have a bit more appreciation for it, because I'd know I'd probably prefer it that way.
yeah,
Whereas, like, because right now I would like to do a university course to get a degree, just to either cap it off or change essentially um my my career path, sort of thing.
yeah.
Um,
World's changed
yeah,
so much
it's
now
a
that
pain in the
you
ass.
can literally get one. You can get a degree through like
I could do
your
Open
actual job.
University.
Well, even like some jobs, like I know I can get a I can't remember what it is, but I can get a degree through
Yeah,
working at Amazon. And they give you all sorts of stuff too. I can get any licenses I want. They pay for it all, or
yeah,
they pay for like 95% of it. Like, so I have to
yeah.
pay like 200 quid for a degree. Oh,
And
what a shame.
I know I probably could do that through my work, but they have a repayment clause in the contract which I just don't fancy being tied into. So I'd rather do it out of my own back pocket, sort of thing, or through a student loan, which I still can go get one if I need to, and I can transfer my credits from university to
Yeah,
Open University. It's just too busy at the moment anyway. I don't know what I'd
I think
retrain
that's
to.
what it comes down to in the end, isn't it?
It'd probably be some. I don't know if I'd do a full university degree at this stage. If I wanted to, like upskill sort of thing, it'd probably be business management stuff more so than anything.
Yeah,
Just like not even full, maybe a level 4 rather than anything like higher. Like the first year of university, just to get them bases down for my own business and stuff like that. And maybe try have a bit of marketing in there, which I've done a
yeah,
digital marketing course, but I'd like something a bit more substantial than my apprenticeship, which I did in that.
yeah.
Also, I highly rate apprenticeships more than university for
Here we
people
go.
who aren't academically learning.
I think for me, I don't regret anything I've done in life, but I feel like right similar to you, I feel like I wish I did like a trade or something early on. Instead, I focused on American football because when you're young and naive, you're like, as soon as those offers start coming in, you're like, ah, fuck this shit, I'm off. But realistically,
Yes.
I should have probably got like a job and a trade or something. I'd probably be making a lot more money early on in
Well,
life. But I
it's
have no regrets. I mean, like I've got everything I need now, so
it really would depend on like what your attitude. Did you want to make it? Did you see yourself and did you want to be an American football player full time essentially, or
I
have
was
that
one
as
of
a
the,
career? If you did, then you did the right path.
I think for me, I was one of the youngest players in the Northeast, and I think I was one of the only players at the time who were like actually making an attempt to go to play in Europe.
Yeah,
Um, I I think it's a lot bigger now, and a lot more English players are going over there.
yeah,
So obviously times have changed. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was my goal,
yeah.
100%.
Well,
I
if
looked at
it's your goal,
I looked at the
then
CFL,
yeah,
but I looked at all sorts after that. I thought like it could be like a big thing. I always had it in my mind that would be like I try for the NFL, but it was kind of one of those like see how I went, and as soon as I had that first initial injury, it was like that dream's gone in a moment. I knew that.
yeah.
The CFL was always an option though because if the
It's the
Americans can
CFL.
come over and play at our level, and we had people going over to play at their level, and Canadians were playing, people going to Canada and playing there. It was kind of like, well, am I right? I'm the right build for a centre. At the time, I was quite athletic and I was quite strong and I was young. But as soon as that injury happened, I think all my dreams just kind of went down the toilet, really.
Yeah.
And then I got home and that realization was no one's going to take me when I'm injured. The NHS won't help me to get fixed. I've got to get a job and I've got to get a life going, or I'm just going to crumble.
Yeah.
I was depressed for years, man. For me, I was depressed
Yeah.
so long. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah,
it's that sort of thing. Like, if that was your aim and thing, then you didn't taken up a trade early, it would have just hindered you in that sort of thing.
yeah, I always regret though. I don't regret, but like people our age, right, we learn how to drive. They were going out, they were having a good time, they were going on holidays and all this type of stuff. And I was just so dead set on football and nothing else. And when I had that injury, it opened my eyes, and I was like, "Oh, I've been hindering myself a bit here because there's so much more I've missed, and I should have done maybe." But we don't live like that. I
Yeah.
mean,
It,
I'm pretty sound where I'm at now, and I have no regrets. I played enough football now to know that I'm happy.
yeah.
Um, I have no bad memories of football. Even the injuries weren't really bad.
Yeah.
But
Well, to be fair with football and stuff like that, it is what it is. Like with any sport, if you get injured, there's two
yeah,
routes. You either just pull out of it and start going another route, which what happened, or you try to work through the injury, which isn't cheap, really.
yeah,
So
you get more injuries,
yeah,
man, and it's like
yeah,
non-stop. And I kind of hit a point where I was like, I think it was around this year, to be fair, where it really kicked in. It was like with the ban on the way and stuff, and how many the amount of serious injuries already this season's seen in Div One North at least. It was just kind of one of those like it's not worth it, innit? Like
yeah.
my knees are already shredded to bits. In about 10, 15 years, I'll probably need a knee replacement.
Do it now
Like,
while you're younger, then you'll be fine for the rest.
I mean,
Just get
the
bionic knees.
NHS just refuse, which is the issue.
They'll wait until
'Cause I
you
would, mate.
absolutely need them.
I would have absolutely got my knee replaced because that's what the Norwegian doctor said. They said full knee replacement, and in my head, I was like, "You've just charged me about £100 for a fucking pain relief, one tablet of pain relief, and you've just charged me all that, all for a consultation and that. And now you want to fix my whole knee? It's gonna cost me thousands." I knew the insurance weren't that good, so I thought, "Well, fuck it, I'll
Well,
go back to the UK." And I got the
well,
UK, and they went, uh, they just said, "Well, it'll be all right. It'll last for a few more years. You'll be okay. It'll heal itself. Do some physiotherapy. It'll fix." That
well.
was all that thing.
That $100 pill in Norway would probably be 1,000 in America. So there's that positive.
This is true.
You wouldn't go bankrupt from getting one pill.
Yeah, I was very lucky because, fair enough, I had some bad experiences with the club I was with over there, but they looked after me out of their own money, and I'd have to. I think I ended up paying some money in the end, but we left on bad terms. And I don't think that club will ever. Uh, I don't think I'll ever reunite with them. But it is what it is.
Yes, it is.
Norway's too expensive anyway, so fuck that shit.
If you're a citizen there, it's free healthcare. And a lot. To be fair, if you live within the country and you are part of the country, it's a lot better than if you don't.
Oh, 100%. But at the
That's
same time, it cost me £2.50 for one tin of baked beans. Like I wasn't on that much money over there.
yeah. That's the issue with being a import, I guess.
Like you're telling me. I was very lucky because I had the house paid, but I only got paid to about 2,000 krona. I can't remember if it was a fortnight or a month.
Yeah.
2,000 krona is only like 200 quid. And it was about 250 krona for a one tin of baked beans. That's like £2.50 out of my £200 on baked beans. That's for a month. Man, you should have seen how I ate.
Just
I
eat
used to go
fish.
there on a night when they were reducing all the food, and I was just fucking raiding the fridges to get all the meat,
You,
and then I could freeze it.
you had university experience then.
Oh, my parents sent me food packages.
Yeah.
I remember because my championship ring got championship ring, my honour ring arrived in the UK, and they sent me over, and they asked me what I wanted in it, and I think I got like packets of rice, like bachelor's rice, and gravy as well. I got gravy, game changer. Norwegians have never seen it. Whoa. They said, "What's this?" I said, "Gravy." He said, "No, that's not gravy." I said, "It is. It's fucking B&M's version of Bisto. Never seen it before in my life." They said, "Next time we get a food package, we want some." I was like, "Okay, sound, but I want some of that." And we
Want
started
some
trading, man. It was
moolah?
like prison. I wasn't in university, I was in
Was it
prison.
sardines? Yeah.
Mate, honestly, the stuff I was like, they were like getting a pizza. They were like, "Oh, I'll have a slice of that. Can I use some of your gravy?" "Yeah, sure, use the gravy." Not on the pizza, but you know what I mean? Like,
Well, Domino's has put on pizza, so
these people are like, "Oh, have they?"
yeah,
Ugh, man.
yeah, it was
But
pretty
yeah, that
good.
was life over there. That was a university experience for sure. Like, Germany was nothing like that. Germany was like, whoa. Yeah, I definitely went down in the books after after my Germany experience. But oh well, here we are. Let's talk about some football in the UK. I think
let's move on for a bit.
let's. We had a little bit of a rant on life.
Anyway, let's go on. Week 8. Do you want to start it off?
Yeah, let's talk about week 8. So a lot of good games this week. We might go back at the end and talk about a few highlights.
Yes.
We'll start with Torbay Trojans versus Portsmouth Dreadnoughts.
Hoorah.
Portsmouth Dreadnoughts won 46-0. Well done, Portsmouth. First absolute domination of the week. Ouse Valley Eagles versus Swinstorm. Swinstorm 26, Eagles 7. Sussex Thunder versus East Kent Mavericks. That was 28-14 to the Mavericks. Colchester Gladiators 10, East Essex Sabres 10. Tie. You don't tie in this sport unless you're shite.
Yeah, why are you tied?
You should have kicked a field goal. That's what we wanted.
No.
Shropshire Revolution.
They only do the overtime once you get to thingies, don't they? Ugh.
Do they?
I think they only do it
That's
when you
boring.
get. I think they only do it when you get to playoffs.
Oh man. Shropshire Revolution 33, Lee Miners 32. That's a tight game.
That's probably be a decent game to watch that on.
Lee, we expected you to win.
Yeah, I should have won.
Crew Railroaders 0. Staffordshire Surge 38. Well done, Staffordshire. You got the second domination of the week. Wakey District Raiders 0. Got that prime bottle. Even in black and white as well, their colours. Wakey Raiders 0. Umber Warhawks 13-9.
By the way, it looks faded to you, does it? Like this
that's
is supposed to be
white and black.
It's not supposed to be black. It's supposed to be like a grey faded grey sort of thing.
Oh, it looks like white and black.
Jersey. Because the cap's black there, yeah? And it's supposed to be like a faded grey sort of thing.
Oh, is that the moon one they've got?
It looks weird. Yeah, Meta Moon it's called.
Ugh.
It's grape, orange, and two other flavours together. Not the worst thing I've tasted.
Well, maybe if Wakey Raiders had a drink of that, they might have had a chance against Humber, who look to be dominating Div 2. But in other Div 2 news, DC Presidents 24, Doncaster Mustangs 21.
DC win. What?
That's actually insane. Well done, DC.
What happened?
Nice to see improvements. I feel like next year, maybe the year after, DC are going to come up now and maybe start dominating. Players might start going there. You never know. There's a lot of things happening in North East right now. DC are pulling out 24 points on Doncaster Mustangs. Doncaster have now dedicated themselves to being bottom of Div 2. So, well done, DC. You deserve it. Mark, big shout out to head coach Mark Quinn.
So that'll take DC to 4th in the standings, I believe. Well
done. Mark, you've absolutely dragged them out of the fire. Hopefully you can continue the streak and next season build upon and get yourselves to the top of Div 2, fighting in the playoffs. Oxford Saints 3, South Wales Warriors 0. That's a field goal to the Saints. Not worth talking about that game. Bristol Apache 14, Rushmore Knights 16. Tight game. So fair play.
Yes.
On to you, Lee.
So moving on a bit more here, we got Wembley Stallions versus London Blitz B, 14-6 to the Blitz B. Got London Olympians versus Essex Spartans, 64-3, brutal to the Olympians. Got London Hornets versus Norwich Devils, 26-24 to the Devils. Another tight game again. Quite a few tight games going on this week. Sandwell Steelers versus Sheffield Giants, 33-8 to the Giants. Chester Romans versus Northern Knights, 40-0. Scunthorpe Balfours versus Lancashire Wolverines, 65-0. Oof. That was
Battle of
brutal.
the dogs, I suppose, and the alphas just took
Jeez,
started
that's
slitting throats, I suppose.
yeah, that's really, really brutal. That is like didn't expect that big of a score difference, honestly.
Really?
I thought Wolverines
Nah.
would put up a little bit more of a fight, like maybe get a few points on the board.
It depends on numbers, and I think Alpha's
True.
just at that point now where in this part of the season where they're put on quite a high. They're on a bit of a winning streak since the first game against the Vikings. I think now they're unstoppable until they face Rams or the Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah. Got Glasgow Tigers versus Highland Stags. Another tie, 2020.
That's
Why is
brutal.
the
I thought
ties?
Highland should be better than that.
Yeah, but still, why ties?
I know, I'm sick of these ties, man. Come on, Buffer.
Clyde Valley Blackhawks versus Inverclyde Goliaths, 20-7. And then Aberdeen Roughnecks get the walkover Dunfermline Kings.
Well,
Especially with only having like 8 main games a season, or 10, sorry. You're supposed to have 10 a season. Only having 10 games in a season, having ties, I don't think should be a thing.
yeah.
I think they should play it all the way out. Like, it's like what you had 2 ties or was it 3? 2, I think it was this week. Yeah, two this week alone, and it's like nobody wants a tie. It just makes it look. It just make it worse.
So I'm doing a bit of scrolling. Some news happening all over the UK right now.
Right now,
Well, North East is a good one. Something must have happened at DC's game this week, where they put a post out 7 hours ago saying, "While we wait Baffa's ruling on Sunday's result, our eyes turn to Sunday, where we take our short trip up the A19 to face the Gateshead Senators."
oh, what is that? Don't know what that means.
Something must have happened.
Is
But no one seems to know.
see on the Humbers page see if they have anything.
In other news, probably a call out actually for anyone who watches this, who has their coaching level 1. A post being put out once more by the Wakefield District Raiders. Baffa have notified them, saying that they have no officials available for their home game on Sunday against Doncaster Mustangs. This is the second week in a row that this has happened.
Yeah,
Due to injury and availability issues. So the question has to come on to, if clubs are paying the referees and paying Baffa to play, and you can't even provide these guys with the things they need, it shoots it a bit.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that it's definitely better than it has been last year, but it still should. Well, stuff happens. I do understand that, but it's not great, really.
But is that because we're in Div 1?
No, I haven't seen as many referee posts as there was last year. Div 1 teams had this issue last year as well.
But we're talking 2 games in a row that this has happened, where Baffa have not been able to support Wakefield, who are not out the way. They're not heading out the way. They're in a main area. And imagine being told 2 times in a row that we can't provide you with what you need to play this game. Provide it yourself. Unprofessional.
I guess it makes the game days cheaper if they're able to use other people.
I mean, yeah, but
So 6 days ago, they got a crew for that weekend game, I believe.
oh, sorry, I have an update on the DC situation.
Oh, what's it?
So I've read another post, and I think the game was abandoned due to an injury to a Doncaster player. So I'm assuming they were
Yes.
they were making a comeback. Um, yeah, they were making a comeback, and a player got injured, and they called the game.
Yeah.
So
I can see.
DC win, but probably could have lost.
Them.
That would have been a good game to watch.
They might make it a replay. It depends on what Baffa decide, because it could just be
I think
a.
that's what they're waiting on. Yeah,
The Baffa probably make the ultimate decision. Depends on how. I guess it depends on how long the game was going on before it got called. Because if it's like in the first quarter or something like that, then they probably would replay it. I would say.
yeah,
Whereas if it was
sure.
like in the last quarter, they probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
But have a look at the comments of their post.
which one?
The DC post from it, the one with the picture attached to it,
They've all got pictures attached to it, man.
the one with the who is this? What's his name? He's wearing the polo
On
shirt.
Instagram.
Oh, it's
On
on
Instagram.
Facebook. Sorry, it's on Facebook. Sorry.
Oh,
I'll try.
I don't have Facebook, everyone. Sorry.
I'll try and show you. It's very funny. I'll send it to you, then I'll pull it on screen. Where is it? That one there. It's popping up now. So this is one of the comments from this post. Did they have that picture on the Instagram one or not? Because this is
No.
what it is. I don't know if you can see what it's in relation to, but in
What's it
relation to,
related to?
I've just sent it to you now.
Oh, gosh dang it. Mine's got me. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, they do them dirty on these photos, man.
Hopefully the player's all right who's had an issue.
Hope so. I hope you get an opportunity to get back at them. I think when you both get a chance to get your first wins of the season, it's
Yeah.
oh, I've got more news.
More
Woo.
news. What's more news?
The 11 minutes ago, Bafra
Bathroom.
posted something on their Instagram in relation to Wakefield's post.
There's a lot of in relation to stuff.
Bafra are always looking for new officials to help build the game in the UK. If you love the sport or want to know more, sign up to become an official today to ensure that the Raiders, your local team, has a dazzle each and every game day. Hashtag zebra mode. If there was ever a post that would make me not want to do refereeing, that's the post.
But
I wouldn't even
on
want
a
to referee.
positive note for the referees, we got 2 referees going to from the UK going to officiate the GB's women's team to Germany game against them. So that's Alicia Darkins and Stuart Young.
Who are the GB team going to play against? Deutschland.
Germany, yes.
I tell you now, I'll put money on it. I reckon GB is going to get their ass handed to them.
You sure?
Purely because I've seen the female players over there.
Yeah.
They have a lot of teams. They probably have more teams than the UK has for female players. Maybe by like triple. And I've seen some of the players, and they play just as hard as some of our adult players in the UK. So I
Yeah.
would be. I mean, my money's on black, red, and yellow, but I like a wager
To be
league. Do
fair,
you want to
I
put a
think
wager
I.
on?
Pardon? You want a wager?
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll buy you like 5 bottles of orange juice.
I think I don't know. Did I just? Is that an old post which I read there? Sorry, I think I might have read an old post.
Don't get me wrong. I think it'd be great to see them, the GB lasses, like go out there and do that. I think to go and play against some of the top position in Europe. I just don't know. Oh, wait, it already happened,
Yeah, no, I think I just read it. I'm terrible at reading the dates and stuff.
and Germany won.
Hey, it was a close game. Look at that point difference, 22-23. Jeez.
I always hate when a team loses and they put in the whatever post they put in. They always put narrow before the scoreline to try and make it feel like it was closer than it was. But sometimes it's just like,
That is a narrow victory.
yeah, 2 touchdowns from Sean Walker, Siobhan. Oh, well, fucking Sean. Siobhan and Angelina Fisher. They weren't enough to overcome the host in a 10 back and forth matchup in Solingen.
Yes.
Well,
Well played,
big
really.
up the Germans.
I'm trying to remember what. So when GB played when the women's team played against Sweden, they won 40-0.
Yeah, because Swedish women's American football isn't a big thing. Women in Sweden ain't thinking about playing American football. They're thinking about what cheese they're going to eat. Like, they don't care. In Germany, they're like thinking about who they're going to fight next.
I'm trying to remember what happened because I remember watching the women's. The women's team versus the US team. A while ago. I'm trying to remember what the score was in that because I think it was a pretty decent game, I believe.
Probably a decent game purely because the biggest American football league in America for women, I'm pretty sure, is the fucking. It's that one where they're all wearing like fucking thongs and bras, man.
And they still get pads. It just doesn't go down. It's just the shoulders.
The pads serve no purpose.
It's just the shoulder pads. That's all they get. They don't get any chest
It serves
protection.
no purpose. I'm going to try and find it. If it isn't one of the biggest, it's like the Hooters of American football.
It is really.
You will not see that in the UK at all. Can you imagine if you did that in women's like English soccer? Like, can you imagine if that like the Lionesses went and won the World Cup, but they were wearing like just bras and knickers?
They might get a lot more viewership.
Brutal, man.
I'm just saying they might get a lot more viewership, maybe.
Maybe. There it is there. Fuck me, man.
Do you want to go be a BAFA referee and then just decline every single job?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just see what
Lee, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move the camera for a bit so people can see this. Actually, I can probably go to like a Mega and all tech wizzy. Bosh.
Oh yeah. Using me.
So I just think like we're missing out in this game. They're still hitting hard though.
WSFL. That's a weird way. That's weird to say. But no, that one's actually called lingerie football. But they do have a WSFL, women's. I don't know why it's WS, but I guess women's is 2 words now.
That's just so funny.
Oh, Women's Spring Football League, okay. And apparently they only have 3 teams. And
yeah.
They got 5
That's
teams
about,
in 2021.
Isn't that not the same amount of teams that British American football has?
They're probably better than British American football teams anyway.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, here you go. These names, I would say they're a little bit better than the British ones. You got River City Sting, Tri-City Thunder.
Wait there, what? Stop. Right there. We stop it there. Tell me what that team name is.
River City Sting.
River City Sting. So the new team in Teesside that does flag football called the what are they called, Lee?
The Stingrays, Teesside Stingrays.
Steel City Stingrays, and this other team's called River City Sting. Tell me they didn't copy their name.
Don't know. Richmond, Virginia is where they're based. And I believe it's because they have a river they have a river which goes along the city.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. Then we got Tri-Cities Thunder.
Because there's 3 cities, yeah?
I don't know.
They're in New York, obviously.
Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now I'm confused.
Why is it called Tri-City? I'm gonna see. I'm on the Wikipedia for it. Tri-City. I don't know why it's called Tri-City because it's only one link and it's to a link of temperatures. Okay. So it's looks like it's split down 2 states. So there's a thing here that says State Street in downtown Bristol, Tennessee left and Bristol, Virginia right. But that doesn't make it 3.
Computer.
So the city goes over state lines.
Doing whatever they want at this point.
Essentially. Oh, it's called Twin City, but why is it called Tri-City? I don't know, fuck it. And then you got Virginia Lady Firehawks. That's actually a pretty cool name, I think.
Why is that a cool name?
Take out the ladies and it'll be better.
How many how many Firehawks have you ever seen?
If it's in
That sounds like
if it's in
like
Nevada, there's probably quite a lot.
Like a seagull, it's bloody ate an Indian, like Firehawk. Like that's as far as it goes. Crazy.
The Declaration of Independence was proclaimed at Williamsburg because it's Williamsburg, Virginia, and was received with applause under discharge of cannon and firing of small arms with illuminations, fireworks in the evening. That's probably why.
Americans are weird.
It makes more sense than anything that we have, to be fair.
What do you mean?
It makes more sense, I would say, than that what meets the eye. Firehawks, firework, cannon fire, shit like that.
Why not call them the Virginia Cannonballs?
I don't think
Virginia Musketeers. The Virginia Fireworks. All right, maybe fair play.
But yeah, no, it's because of the Declaration of Independence by the looks of it. That's why they've done that, because that's where it was signed. Or proclaimed, is what it says.
Well,
no. Then there's got
two.
They had two new teams in 2022, which was West Virginia Wildfire. There's a lot of Virginia.
What's with the
teams.
fire, man?
I guess they get a lot of wildfires.
What's the other team?
There was a fire at the Capitol building, so that's probably why. And Winchester Tyrants, which is Winchester, Virginia.
Why would they call it tyrants? They live in a democracy. They don't have tyrants. They ain't North Korea.
Well, isn't this a southern state? Tennessee? Is that a southern state?
It is.
That's probably why then.
Oh my days.
That's probably why then, if it's a southern state.
Bring Trump back. What? Hey, we're all on our own opinion, Lee. How about we move on to week 9 and start talking about the fixtures coming up this week?
It's weird. That's weird. Actually, we got some results from the youth from this weekend.
Have we?
Yeah. So
My favourite game.
I hope you guys enjoyed the little segment, the news that is not actually breaking news.
Yeah, sorry everyone. Sorry to GB Women's as well. You probably could have. I think you'll get them.
It
You
was a
might get
very
them
close
next
game.
time.
When they play at home, they probably might get them.
I tell you what, I never get about European, well, not European football, but like international football, American football, is that you never seem to see a team actually compete in like a championship. It's always like one-off games. I've never seen like a proper run for a championship, or at least BAFA don't cover it properly.
They have like a league. I don't know if it's not a league, but I think they have do have championships or World Cups. I think it might be. Because the women's team did well. I think they came second last year to America, I believe it was.
And obviously, second America, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's fair, but they played well.
Big up the Yanks.
Let's have a quick look, see what's what, I think. Football International. The IFAF. That's just a funny name, actually.
I think I'm still officially a member of IFAF. Good little fact. Another little fact.
You like to
BAFA don't like
IFAF?
IFAF. BAFA don't like them.
They seem to get on better than they probably did when we were playing at youth.
They before back in
They hated
2012, 2013, they did not like IFAF at all.
Yeah.
So I prefer IFAF.
Where is it? Germany upsets Great Britain with narrow 1-point win. That's on the IFAF.
It's always rough when the Germans beat England because it's like we're used to beating them.
So it looks like GB was the people to beat on that one, I guess. Yeah, so the IFAF Women's European Championship 2023-2024. So yeah, so that is a championship game, I believe. I'm trying to find the actual thing for it. I'm actually quite curious about this because they actually have decent reporting on their stuff.
Well,
IFAF World Rankings. That's flag, tackle. They call it tackle football on here.
Tackle what?
Tackle football.
What will you tackle people?
So they've got flag football and then they've got tackle football.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's just funny. We're going to play some tackle football today, lads. So yeah, so the standings for the women's is USA first, Great Britain second, Finland third, Canada fourth, Mexico fifth, Germany sixth, Australia seventh, Sweden eighth, Austria ninth, and Russia 10th.
Russia?
10th, yeah. They probably won't be playing this year.
I don't think they'll be a part of this year.
But that's from last year's rankings. And for the men, the UK isn't even in the top 10. But can you guess who's first?
Who's first?
USA.
I'm going to go with Austria.
No, it's USA.
Oh, okay. Was Austria up there?
Austria? They've got Australia in fourth.
Go through the men's?
This is only the top 10. I don't know how many teams are.
That's fine. Top 10's all I need.
USA, Japan, Mexico, Australia, South Korea, Brazil, Italy, Sweden, Finland, Denmark.
Finland. There's players in Finland. Some good players. Denmark, I'm not so sure. I knew one guy in Denmark who did well, but not really like enough. Quite surprised by some of them, but the top ones I'm not surprised by. Mexico. Is Canada up there?
No. But
it's a shame
I
because
don't know
the
if they're in
Canadians
there or not. I'm trying to find the actual full league of stuff. IFAF Nations.
Canadians can hit.
So Canada is in there. I don't actually. It just says membership. It doesn't actually say if they're in there. I don't know.
Oh well.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go back to the youth football. Maybe we'll talk more about the international stuff when we remember. I think it'd be quite nice to pull it in if people don't really keep up with it. And
I
it's
think international
for
football is better.
GB games, I guess.
Meh.
Oh,
Ugh,
okay, we'll just cover the USA games then.
I'll do.
Okay, yeah. So, do you want to guess the scores on this one?
Obviously, I do.
All right, you got.
I'll not
Less.
guess the scores. I'll just guess who wins.
Okay, guess the wins. Do you want the scores or do you just want the teams?
I just need team names.
Leicester Panthers and Tamworth Phoenix.
Sam with Phoenix.
31-6 to the Phoenix. South
Yeah.
Wales Warriors versus Swindon Storm.
Swindon Storm.
19-18 to Swindon Storm. Birmingham Lions versus Tamworth Phoenix.
The Lions used to be good. The university team used to be good. But I'm going to go with
Under
Phoenix.
16, remember? 14-6 to the Lions.
Ooh.
Poole Dolphins versus South Wales Warriors.
Hill Dolphins lost to the Warriors.
Yes, it looks like it was a walkover, 1-0. Birmingham Lions versus Leicester Panthers.
Lions.
31-13 to the Lions. And Poole Dolphins versus Swindon Storm. Walkover again
Swindon Storm.
to Swindon Storm. So yeah, that's it really for the youth. Good games there. There's no ties at least.
Exactly. At least they can score.
Yeah. There's no shutouts.
Well, the one and alls.
Yeah, but they just didn't show up. That's probably more so why it was. Can't get shut out if you don't show up.
That's a rule. Tell you what, I'm just going to go turn some lights on because it's getting pretty dark in here.
No worries. Alright, next week. I'll start reading off next week's. Yes, we're going to start it off for week 9 on the 4th of June 2023. Torbay Trojans versus Cornwall Monarchs. Berkshire Renegades versus Herefordshire Stampede.
What the hell is that?
I hate British names of places.
Lee's just making words up at this point.
Hereford Stampede, not Herefordshire.
Hereford.
Herefordshire. Yeah, well, there's a Herefordshire. I think that the Herefordshire is the county, and then you got Hereford. Hereford.
Well,
no, fuck it. You got
the Stampede.
You got a shit name. Fuck off. Colchester Gladiators versus Ipswich Cardinals. Lincolnshire Bombers versus Lee Miners. Wakefield District Raiders versus Doncaster Mustangs. Gated Centres versus DC Presidents.
Do you think DC will come back and win Gateshead?
No. They might put up a score on them.
They might upset the league.
They might put on some points.
Is it too late to transfer over and help DC win the league?
You'd have to talk to the chairman about that.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, it's this Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit too late. Actually, today. Today is the deadline for you to transfer.
Save DC season, stop them from getting demoted to relegation.
One man can sort that out.
Well, sometimes that's how people make you feel. Anyway, moving on.
South Wales Warriors versus Bournemouth Bobcats.
Well, you're alright.
Yeah. Rushmore Knights versus Oxford Saints. London Blitzby versus London Olympians. And do you want to take over the rest of these?
I will absolutely take over the rest of them. Northant Knights are going to get beat by the Nottingham Caesars. Just because I watched a hype video for Nottingham before and it was really fucking good.
Was McCabe in it?
He was not. I'm sure he's wearing 64 now, but I don't know. I did look for him. Game of the week, Yorkshire Rams versus Northumberland Vikings. That's at Yorkshire. I'm quite busy this weekend, but I would be tempted to drive down to see that.
Yeah.
I think that would be not even just to watch.
Yeah, that'd be quite good. I think.
Holton Spartans are going to lose to Darlington, who will get their second win of the season.
Yeah, another point on board. We've got 4 points. No, wait, we've got 3 points right now because we've got another Holton later on.
Well done, Darlington, on that easy win.
On the away win, yes.
Highland Stags are going to beat Inverclyde Goliaths. London Blitz versus London Warriors actually might be the game of the week. It might be tied with the Yorkshire versus Vikings. London Blitz are going to win.
Blitz.
All Blitz. Yeah. I love the Warriors, and realistically, the Warriors will probably win, but I love London Blitz. If there's ever a game where I want to see a draw, that's the one. Kent Exiles versus Solent Thrashers.
Nah, you'd be disappointed if that was a tie.
Nah, it won't be a tie, man. London Blitz are going to beat them by like 20 points. No, that's a lie. They're gonna beat them by like 1 point. It's probably gonna come down.
36 for the rolling clock.
It's gonna be brutal, I'll tell you. Kent Exiles versus Solent Thrashers, Bristol Aztecs versus Cambridgeshire Cats, Merseyside Nighthawks versus Manchester Titans. That's also quite a good game, but Manchester Titans obviously going to batter them. And East Kilbride Pirates versus Tamworth Phoenix might also be a bit of a good game. This is a very good week. I wish I could be in 4 places at once.
Wish I had some southern presence.
Genuinely, though, out of all them games, who would you want to go and see? I tell you what, pick a game that's realistic to go and see, and then pick a game that's like completely unrealistic, but you just love to go and watch it.
Vikings versus Rams realistic.
Yep.
I'd love to go watch it. Probably Manchester Titans or London Blitz.
You know, for me, realistically, Gates Centres versus DC Presence would be a game to watch. DC coming off an actual high-scoring game, and Gateshead coming out of a loss. I think they lost last week, didn't they? No, it was Wakefield who lost.
They might. They're on second, and they've had one tie. Wait, what?
Realistically, it's going to be a good game, and we know a few people from there, so we could talk some shit on the sideline.
Where all your players are going?
Very closely followed by Yorkshire Rams and Northumberland Vikings. And if there was a game I wish I could go and watch, it would be London Blitz versus Warriors. Because that's just like nostalgia for me in British football. So yeah. Good luck this week, everyone. I hope you all win.
I'd be down to go to the Rams game.
I'll have to see what the missus have got planned. I don't think we've got anything planned on the Sunday, but it's more of the fuel and stuff. But I wouldn't mind going down just for the day, depending on what the weather's like.
Yeah. If it's playing at Vikings, that'd probably be better.
It's 6 and 2 threes. It's an hour either way.
True.
The only difference is it's warmer down south than it is up north.
I don't think that's much difference.
Oh, there definitely is a difference, yeah.
Maybe half a degree or some shit.
Metro Centre on the way, though. That's a plus.
Yeah, we go over to Krispy Kreme Donuts and get something like that, or
Weatherby Services, man. Weatherby Services, game changer.
Go to Five Guys. Detour to Taco Bell.
I got a Taco Bell around the corner from my house.
Yeah, detour to Taco Bell.
I could do that on the way down to Yorkshire.
Yeah, like I said, detour to Taco Bell.
I'll let you know. We'll see. That might be a good game to go and watch, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's our games of the week. Yeah.
Is there anything coming up soon which you're looking interesting? Because we've got a very quiet month. We don't have anything until the 18th. And that's away at the Vikings game as well. I know July is going to be a very busy month, though.
18th of June, right there and then. Scunthorpe Alphas versus York Rams. Sadly, Darlington's playing against the Vikings at the same time. I don't care.
I don't have to go to the Vikings game.
You'll have to go.
I don't know. I haven't been asked, so I don't know.
I feel personally, from a business perspective, streaming Alpha versus Rams would be better than streaming Downton versus Northumberland. Because you already kind of know the outcome of Northumberland versus Darton.
I'd say it depends, really. It would depend on if we were the main, like if Vikings just wanted to cast the stream.
I'd definitely comment it. If we're gonna go up there, I'm
Oh
gonna
no, no,
comment
I
it.
mean like rather than run everything else, I mean just cast the stream.
All right, that'd be
So go
sound.
up to cast it and just be on the main stream for him, or
They've got stands as well, so it's like you actually
I
have
think they
better.
actually mount their cameras to the roof of them stands.
That's what I would have done. Yeah, for sure. I'd have boosted Woody up and got him to like tie them on.
Just sit on top of the roof. It's okay. Get a better view
I,
for ourselves.
I don't think I'll be able to sit on top of a roof, Lee.
To be fair, their roofs will probably fall down more so than anything.
Well, the amount of food I've ate this week, man, I won't be eating for the rest of the week. I must have put on about a stone in like a week. I don't care though. Like I do care a little
what
bit.
was the biggest meal you had?
I mean, I've binged today pretty hard. I've ate lots of corned beef pie, pork pies, basically any pie you can think of. Well, it was the leftovers after this party, man.
Fair enough.
I had a barbecue yesterday.
Yeah.
Um,
Any bratties on there?
I did not get any bratties. I just did burgers and I did some normal hot dog sausages.
Never had a
And some
grilled hot dog.
you what?
Never had a grilled hot dog.
It wasn't like a hot dog. It was more like they were classed as hot dog sausages, but they're more like sausages
Okay.
from Tesco. Yeah, that's it really. Just nothing major. It was just like it was nice out and whatever. But the grill we've got is pretty shit. So I need to
Yeah.
upgrade my grill, but times are hard.
I need a garden before I get a grill.
You get what?
A garden.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you can. You still can. You got a lovely little
I
area.
could, but I'd prefer to have a garden and then have a grill rather than a yard. I just had disposable one. I would just use disposable ones here, which did the other week.
No, man, just get a little small like barrel grill.
Just a barrel. Yeah.
It's ideal, man. I've got to show you. But I don't know if it would disconnect. But
Yeah. No. Don't worry about it. But like I said, I think I don't want to buy a cheap grill. If I was going to buy one, I'd rather just disposable until I get the place where I would have a grill set up.
I spent 30 quid for my grill, and it's not a bad shout.
Mm.
And I've also now got a gas one that I'm cleaning up. Tell you what, we're at the part of the podcast. Jack's garden walk.
Jackie's garden walk.
Just have to check there's no neighbours about. So, yeah, Jack's garden walk. Wash. So, this will be our game day grill. It's got my jeans on at the moment. They're getting binned in the gas grill. Really good.
Yeah.
And we walk further down.
Doesn't the gas grill get a bit of a
Past
more
the
of
weight
a
bench.
thingy taste, like a chemically taste?
I don't know. I think it's more the fact that I can cook it whenever I want. And then this little thing, £30, perfect little grill. Does everything you need.
Yeah.
That's what you need, Lee. Do one of them. And now back to the house.
There's also quite a lot of space restriction in my yard though as well.
Well, this is it as well. But as long as the way I do it is just offer it. So if your neighbours want some food, come grab a hot dog. That's the deal. Give them a bit of food, barter with them.
Like I said, to be fair, I'm already planning my next house. To be fair, what I want from my next house. I want possibly a detached house with a decent sized garden. That's my main things. Yeah. I saw one which I could afford, which was just around the corner as well.
Bigger house.
Yeah.
Your house is pretty big though, man. My house is tiny inside. Well, I think it's tiny.
Mine
It's bigger
looks a
than
lot
everyone else's.
bigger when you go inside it.
Yeah,
The outside looks tiny as hell.
your house is massive. Your house is like what's that place? What's Sirius Black's house on Harry Potter? Grimsby Place or something like that. And it's like tall. It's a tall house. That's what your house is like. It's a tall house.
Sirius
Although
Black's
equally as such, it's
house.
a bit like Hogwarts because there's just fucking
Grimmauld
hidey holes
Place.
everywhere.
Grimmauld
Your house is
Place.
like it would be meant for Home Alone.
Why?
Just all the hidey holes and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, no, like it just feels. I would like a garden there to have it there, so that if I wanted to, I could just go into it and not have to worry. Like, I don't like how my garden is right now. It just doesn't. It's too cramped, and I've got artificial grass, but not real grass.
Yeah.
I just want that sort of thing. Because my idea about my garden is I want a little patio area so you can sit on with a grass area as well. And then down right at the back of the garden have like a wild flower place, so like just let it
Yeah.
grow. Like you get all of the bees and the bugs and stuff like that, which just live in there and whatnot, and the birds and stuff like that. And it just like yeah. That's why I imagine my garden is. But if I'm able to make a shit ton of money, I'd buy enough place to build a football field on.
This is also true.
Uh,
I think my house is like, I would say, in terms of football and down the yardage, I mean, I think mine's about 20 yards long in football terms. How I look at football in 20 yards and where to go,
mine's
probably
probably
maybe
about
15.
mine's probably about like 10, maybe. Yeah, 10 probably mine is.
So yours is long ways, while
It's
mine's like
long, but it's
wide.
very narrow.
Yeah, mine's like, I would say mine's about maybe,
Yours is definitely more than 15, I would say.
nah, not while I'm sat here looking at it. If I'm looking at it as if I'm down in the trenches and I'm looking up and I've got 10 yards to go. In here, I'm looking like I've got about 15 yards to go long way, and then maybe like 20 yards the other way. I'm quite lucky with my house. I've definitely got the big. I think I looked at a sky view map when I bought the house and the
Yeah,
land orange, and I think I have the most land on the street. So
it's not bad.
I'm
Not a
pretty
bad thing.
sound. Everyone else's houses are like long ways, and they get like long strips of land.
Yeah.
I've got like the length and the width.
So, have you seen out the back of my house, like the other people's houses on the
Yeah,
other side of the alley? Their gardens are long as hell.
yeah,
They're insane. Is that
yeah.
sort of
They're
same thing which you're talking about? But I don't understand why they're still that even that long. Like that's just an insane length.
I think it's just how the land works out.
It's weird.
It's that old saying of just buy dirt because you ain't making any more of it. So just get what you can get.
Well, Dubai is and China is.
Yeah, true. China needs to though. They're very overpopulated.
No, China doing it for military reasons
Oh, great.
and the economic area.
They're doing it for military reasons because
Oil.
they need to reduce their population. So
They're doing it for oil mainly or natural resources.
they'll all get wiped out when the next war starts.
Yeah, hopefully we have a new change in leader so there isn't a new war.
You have what?
Hopefully there's a change in leader so there isn't a new war.
I mean, the only way there's going to be a change in leaders is if someone gets killed.
You don't need a war for that to happen.
Yeah, war's already ongoing and nothing's happening about it.
Yeah, but there might
Vladimir is
be...
chilling.
There's a lot more, I would say, sort of guarantees. And, well, as I say guarantees, there's a lot more at stake if there's a China war over Taiwan.
Yeah,
It involves the biggest countries in the world, essentially. but also there's probably something which you don't know, like like all of these processing chips and stuff like that for your phones and everything.
Mhm.
99% of them are made in Taiwan. And essentially what they said is if there's a war, they're going to burn the manufacturing capabilities down to the ground in Taiwan. And them facilities take about 5 to 10 years to build.
Fair play.
So they've actually have some deals going on in America to build the manufacturing plants in the USA.
It's funny because in a few years, those mobile phone things, they'll be getting made in China.
The chips won't be. To be fair, manufacturing's moving away from China anyway.
No, they will. They will. When China takes over Taiwan and it becomes China, they'll be getting made in China.
They won't be. That's the thing, because they will. If Taiwan gets taken over, like if there's a war which starts because of it, the plants will be burnt down to the ground.
I tell you now, money on it already. There's people working on some of these plants who are always already with the Chinese, undercover, waiting for this to happen. So that if when you go, right, let's burn it all down to the ground, they're just going to be there and going, nah, I don't think we will be. China's already invaded Taiwan. So Taiwan's done what?
There's Taiwan's already in there, but there is still a lot of hatred towards the Chinese there, so it most likely would happen.
I can't wait. You know what? It's just brutal, isn't it? Like bringing families up in a world like this. But I suppose we're at this point in the timeline where we're due another war. Realistically, look back on the
war currently going on.
Last 100 odd years. There's been a war like every 10 to 20 years.
Yeah, well, that's where the Ukraine-Russia war is still currently going on, which is...
but we haven't really got involved in that yet.
You say that, but we have, though. It's a proxy war, essentially.
For now. But what I'm saying is, like, physically,
the West
as individuals, we haven't.
No, we haven't, but I don't think there'll be a point that necessarily everybody will be involved in that depth.
Do you know?
Because the next World War is an information war more so than anything. It's an information war, as well as what they'll be using to fight with is more drones and shit like that, which can be unmanned. So,
which is true, but like, who are the drones attacking? We've already seen like the Ukrainians using it to like take out Russian trenches and Russian tanks. These drones are really good, but realistically,
them drones, I'm not worried about them drones too much. They're for fighting on the front lines. It's the other drones, the ones which can go insane distances and are like not like this big, but are like pretty huge and can have a big payload.
The way I look at it is, Russia's at some point is going to either retreat or they're going to do something stupid.
I think most likely Putin's gone and then the war will be brought to a close.
Oh, you reckon he'll get assassinated inside?
Most likely. I think that's probably the most logistical way of it happening. Because also, the Wagner guy's trying to go for his position as well. And he's also called the war stupid.
Well, if it doesn't, it'll be a case of, at least I'll get to go on my diet. Stuck on the Russian front, freezing my ass off. No food. I'll come back to be fair,
if any of the big countries are brought into it against Russia, Russia won't stand a chance unless China backs them, which I don't think China will back them if another big country gets involved with it.
Russia won't stand a chance now, but they would have maybe at the start of the war, they might have stood a chance. But
Russia only stands a chance if they use nukes. And they'll only use nukes. Russia has quite a good setup in how their nukes actually get launched, because it's not like where the US president can launch a nuke, essentially. It's so they have checks and balances in Russia, so Putin can say launch a nukes, but the actual leaders and the people who actually launch nukes do get to use their own capacity to say, this is not a good idea, this is not happening. Essentially.
Oh, well, so realistically...
So there's checks and balances, but...
Just let everyone know, this is a football podcast. We have done the football talk, and now we're talking about more important things in the world, which includes Russia.
Yeah.
So, just so you know,
I get into the bad subreddits, which you shouldn't really
I,
look at, but
I
yeah.
feel like we're at Christmas and we're having like a debate after dinner about politics.
Yeah,
So,
that's my thoughts of it. I don't like, even at the start, I think if it was the US jump straight on the board or whoever jumped straight on the board, even Poland's are willing and ready, getting ready to fight Russia.
Poland's done this shit before. That's why Poland knows what it's like to get run through
Yeah,
by another country. They ain't
Poland
gonna let it
still
happen again.
holds a hell of a lot of grudges against Russia from World War Two and
Yeah,
beyond
Russia didn't
and
do.
before.
Russia came in like fought back towards the end, I suppose. But I mean, they got hit pretty bad in World War Two, and Germany did some horrible things. But um, Germany's done some nice things since. I mean, fair enough. I mean, you can't really repay what you've done, but I mean, there was lots of innocent people killed. But Russia's now killing innocent people, so
Yeah, was just terrible, which I don't think anybody can disagree about that. Even the USA war in Afghanistan and Iraq against terrorism, it's not.
oh, Americans love war.
It wasn't about that, but that's what war is a great like it's great for businesses who are in the industry, so they always want war. But
Which brings us on to Lee's business, which is
no, no.
if you need some ammunition creating, we can. If you provide us with the metal, we can provide the gunpowder. And let me tell you right now, there's
Jesus.
teams in Russia and Ukraine that require this. We
Not
will
Russia.
support either side.
Oof, shit. I'm not cutting this out. I'm just leaving this in.
Nah,
Um,
we don't create ammunition. But if you want some nice little like pins with your country's flag on, we
throw
can
them at 'em.
we can provide them. I think
Uh,
you can do propaganda for Ukraine.
Ukraine
You
doesn't
could.
need the Ukraine doesn't need propaganda though.
I think they do.
90% of the world's on their side anyway.
Yeah, a big massive drone, fill it with loads of shit about what Russia's doing in Ukraine, fly it over Russia and just drop it. Their population can see what's actually happening outside and that it's not just Russia playing the good guys.
The issue with that is the people who are in Russia and support Ukraine already do that anyway. The people who don't and support, like, they got, or like they have a majority support in the war in Russia, and us putting propaganda into Russia won't really change your mind because they listen to their state media. That's the issue. There's not really any credible sources which go against their media in the country.
Well, they obviously haven't watched the Unsportsmanlike podcast.
True. But yeah,
Maybe if they watched it and they would realize that we are on both sides, they just need to be nice.
we played down the middle.
Stop killing innocent people.
Don't be dicks.
Yeah, just don't be a dick and you'll be fine.
Everybody
Just apologise. Give loads of money back to the countries that owed. Ukraine shouldn't have to pay any of these other countries back. So Russia needs to pay them. And then Russia can just fuck off back to their very large space and stay there. And that's the war sorted. And then we'll deal with China after.
China's not going to start a war which it will think that will destroy its economy. The economy is more important to China than starting a war.
I don't know. Taiwan's a nice place. Nice for a holiday.
I never said they
If you want
wouldn't
it.
start a war because of economy, though. That's the thing. It's where it comes in. China won't start any war like Russia does.
Tell me now, do you think people will go to Taiwan and fight for Taiwan like they fought for Ukraine?
Well, they have a guarantee from the USA, I believe. So yes,
No, like actual
volunteers.
just people. Just volunteering, rocking up. Like people are
Yeah.
rocking up in Ukraine day 1 and 2. Like, let's go fight.
You probably would, Depending on might not be day one. It might be a little bit out of the road because with everything, you could just get a full run over.
I feel like that's a good fight to go on. Like they got like samurai swords and stuff.
You think of Japan?
I mean, China's probably got them as well. Did China not use the similar type swords?
From what I know, is it's mainly a Japanese samurai sword thing. They did have swords, but not samurai, I believe.
China used to be a part of the was it? Yeah, China used to be part of the British Empire.
No,
They used to be a part of it. Like we used to work out with China. Yeah, we did.
we were at war with China,
Nah, nah.
as well as 99% of the globe.
And at one point we were friends with them.
No, we struck a peace deal with them, and we stopped. So the bit which you probably get this says we're okay with them now.
My
we're
granddad lived
friendly, but
there.
we're not thinking it.
He lived there after
Do
World
you
War Two. After there was
mean what's it called? Not
basically the point I was trying to get to is that Britain steal artifacts from other countries. So the chances are we probably stole some samurai swords that China might be holding right now or may not be holding. All I'm saying is it can be pretty brutal when that war starts because they're going to be swinging swords around and we won't even know what to do with it.
the big issue I think with China is their amount of their manufacturing, but also their reserve capacity of fighters.
Oh, China's got plenty of fighters.
But to be fair, one of the really fucked up things that Britain did in the past to China was they basically funneled in the opium into China and illicit drugs and stuff like that while they were sort of having a peacetime, so they could get a chunk of land and say, "Oh, we'll take this away for you. If you give this to us, we'll sort out the thing and won't have to worry about the drugs coming in further in mainland." Essentially,
Sounds like a fair deal to me.
so basically, the British shoved tons of drugs into China to get some free land, and that was what's that? I can't remember what it's called.
But the thing is, though, it's a good trade for what we get. We get nice Chinese food.
It's not
There's
even.
nothing more I
It's
love
not actually real Chinese food.
than a crab and sweet corn soup, and the crab's like made out of that
Pumpkin.
artificial stuff you get from Tesco.
Even I actually know something. I was reading on one of the UK Reddits the other day, especially like in local areas, is if you speak Chinese, you get a different menu, which is more Chinesey food. Like the stuff which we get on the English menu is more English style Chinese. Whereas if you actually can speak Chinese and stuff like that, you can actually order proper Chinese food.
Well, if you just ask for Hong Kong style of everything, then it's fine.
It's still Englishified though. That's the thing. Like they won't give you proper Chinese style stuff unless you could.
Of course they
order
won't. That's why
from
they have
menu.
microwaves. I mean, I've had enough Chinese in my time, late to know that that's microwave rice.
It's not. It's not even just the rice. I mean, like the dishes and the spices and stuff like that. They're all.
Man, the amount of Chineses we have in the northeast of England, I tell you now, the Chinese people get exactly what the English people get. 100%. They get the prawns from Macro, and they get in the Tesco rice.
I'm not saying that the actual food is necessarily different, but the taste and the flavors are all a lot different.
Oh, right, okay.
Like it's not. So the English dish, you wouldn't get them dishes which are served to us at a takeaway in China.
Oh, of course you would. I mean,
but if you're Chinese, you would be able to order a Chinese, like a proper Chinese flavor.
Sweet and sour chicken balls. I don't think I'm gonna get that when I go to China.
You don't get sweet and sour in China.
But can I get my what's it called? Chow mein. When you think of it, yeah,
chips and gravy.
A lot of the names of these Chinese dishes had to be made in like in the English language.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we call them, are they not just like extremely like racist? Some of the foods that we've named,
I don't. Well,
like chow mein. What does chow mein stand for?
it's probably a rough
It
translation
sounds
made
like
a bit
pedigree
easy to
chum.
read.
Well, exactly, but it sounds like in between something like a dog food. And I feel like if
Chow
I shouted at
mein means stir-fried noodles
so why just call them stir fry noodles?
because they wanted to sound Chinesey.
But
So
they
I
don't
think
just
it's just a way to pronounce it because
chow
it's
mein.
we spell it CHOWMEIN, where it's more like CHA with a VO for chow.
The next time I go in there, I'm gonna ask for just some stir fried noodles with chicken, please. And I bet you
Even
know
more English. You get
what I
some
get will be completely different.
you get some chips and peas with
Chips and
some
mushy peas, some gravy.
with some chicken nuggets.
So you know I don't even care.
Hey, one thing which I've noticed that more fish and chip shops now, they ask you what type of curry you want. Like, do you want Chinese curry or do you want chip shop curry?
That just sounds bad in itself. No, I want Indian curry. I want masala. Give me some masala with me fish and chips now.
But yeah, no, it's weird that that's happening more and more now.
I'm sorry, but you have your chip shop curry. I don't like chip shop curry sauce that much. I won't lie. I'm more of a tartar sauce type of guy. But I don't know. I like Chinese curry. I get the box of it. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about too. Everyone knows. Everyone watching this will know. Give me 1 second.
Hey, I will say that the American Chinese and stuff like that is better than the British Chinese. He's gone. Start a riot. Xiao mein.
Nah, can't find it.
What's lo mein?
It's got a
I'm getting
name.
hungry now.
I know. To be
Is it
fair,
a
I was
dish
only.
or is it a brand?
It's a brand of Chinese curry sauce. You're getting like Heron and B&M.
Fake away?
Nah,
Sharwoods? Wait, that's
no.
Indian. Wait, what? Sharwoods is an Indian, does the Indian curry, but it has a Chinese curry. Yes. Chinese curry sauce.
What's it called? Mayflower. Bosh.
What?
Mayflower Chinese sauce. You get a hot and spicy one, or you can get a mild one. You add that with a bit of boiling water. Fry your chicken and your veg off. Whack the sauce in. Bash, bosh, bish. Get your rice fried off. Put a bit of egg in. Get your egg fried rice.
I've never
Put
seen it
peas and
before.
sweet corn in. Bosh. Absolutely delicious.
Literally
Next time, Lee, I'll make you some.
never seen it before.
You've never lived, my friend.
I'm not a big fan of Chinese, to be fair, anyway. But it's because I don't really like. Well, I like the noodles. I'm not a big.
We just did a massive segment of our podcast on Chinese food, and right at the end, Lee goes, "I don't really like Chinese food anyway."
I'm not. No, I'm not a big fan. Like if I'll eat it, but I prefer something else. Really,
You're the chicken nugget and chips type of guy.
I do buy chips from a Chinese takeaway.
We get the chili ones with the peppers and stuff in,
I don't like chili.
and then you have it with a bit of honey sauce. Oh, mate, delicious. This is why
I
I'm so
usually
big.
go, if I do get a Chinese, I go for beef chow mein and then get some chips on the side.
You're an absolute animal.
But I got some chips with gravy on, and it was like a black gravy, which looked weird as fuck. The most recent
Honey
Chinese.
char siu, which is like a pork. Honey char siu with egg fried rice, seaweed.
I would have Chinese over Indian.
Oh, I don't know. I need to want an Indian. When I want an Indian, I have it, and it's amazing. And I usually get like
rice is my biggest issue. I don't like rice that much.
Man, I don't know what to say.
I'll like the portion of rice to food is too much difference for me for the most part. If you have like a fistful of rice, I would need a huge portion like meat and sauce to overcome it because I just can't eat. I just don't like the rice that much.
That's why you have to get flavored rice.
Egg fried rice is okay, but I just I'm not the
Pilau.
big fan of
Special
rice.
pilau with prawns and a bit of chicken in. Banging.
Just talking gibberish to
Anyway,
me. Just
this is
talking gibberish to me now.
my phone's on its way out late.
But I will say American Chinese is better than UK Chinese.
I mean, Americans need to stick in their lane, in my opinion.
What is that lane though?
Burgers, barbecue, and that's about that.
What is
Barbecue.
America's national dish?
America's national dish.
Can you guess it?
Barbecue ribs, cornbread, and grits, and mac and cheese.
That's more than a dish.
That's one dish. All right, their dish is a cheeseburger, surely.
They have quite a few different dishes, but theirs is considered a hamburger.
There you go. Hamburger, cheeseburger, same thing. Can you imagine that's your national dish? Our national dish?
Tikka masala.
Ours is tikka masala.
Yeah.
What can I say? Who doesn't love a tikka masala? It's delicious.
Our national dish is an Indian food.
Well, we took over India for a bit though, so it's fair.
Yeah, but what didn't we take over? Some it should be hamburgers as well.
Nah, they chased us out. They chased us out of our own country.
They dumped the tea.
It was our country, and they chased us out. I don't know how this makes sense. The Ukrainians, Russia's just going back to take Ukraine back. It's their country. The Ukrainians just came and said it's ours now. Russia, fuck off. And now Russia's like, nah, we want that back. Same with China and Taiwan. It's the same thing. We should go back to America and take over America.
Hey, if Russia does and so does China and they're actually successful, we'll go and take USA.
To be fair, I wouldn't really want to take USA. I think we should go back and try and take India. Oh, that's a fair trade. Only want a little bit of India. Don't want a lot of it, just a little bit. And I want to take it peacefully as well. I want us all to go over there as friends and just be like, hey, what are you doing?
Friends with guns again.
No, not guns. Well, we'll give them their tea back, and they can give us some land. We took their tea. We ruined it for them. I love India. But it's getting late, and the football talk stopped about half an hour ago. Sorry, everyone, but sometimes it just goes this way.
Yeah. In other news, we'll wrap it up, but I found this game at Waterstones.
Okay.
You basically build an army of unicorns and you fight another person.
Right.
And they've got unicorn cards. This is a basic unicorn. It's weird as fuck. Here's another.
Lee's just like,
here's another
you can tell what Lee does.
Unicorn.
I want to kill that unicorn so bad.
Look, it's got lips as well.
I want to shoot it.
It's just some random. Okay, this one's weird as hell.
You're testing me here, Lee. You're testing me.
Yeah, I don't know. They got the narwhal in here. Classy narwhal.
The what?
Classy narwhal.
See, I like this guy. Look at him. This is a guy I can be a part of.
What
a gentleman.
The great narwhal as well.
What a gentleman. I don't know why he's got the big thing. I think I like the narwhals better than the unicorns. I'm team narwhal.
There's tons of random ones in the other. Got a basic kick.
The what?
The basic kick, where it's basically attack sort of like, it's called a magic card. Where it kicks a unicorn essentially with a kiss of life, which is another one. It's so I haven't played it properly yet with the missus yet. But I think it's sort of. Oh shit, that's upside down. Oh, good damn it.
You get the bearing on it, man.
I think it's like it's somewhat like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh sort of thing, but a lot more
It's giving off Yu-Gi-Oh
basic.
vibe.
Basicer. Like it's a little bit easier to just go in and play because you get all the cards in the box. So. But I've got a bunch of games like I've got Cards Against Humanity. I've got tons of Settlers of Catan is a good game actually.
Big card guy, is Lee. Big card guy.
I collect decks of cards. I just don't know where they are at the moment, but I have like 20 decks of cards.
20?
Yeah.
Why?
I got into collecting different like like the bicycle card decks.
You'll have to show me them, yeah, when I come round next. And what I'll do is, when you're not looking, I'll mix them all up.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not like just like the cheap sort of card. It's like the proper like magician sort of like not magician specifically, but the cards which magicians always use, the bicycle decks.
I would switch one of each, or I'd take one out of like just two of them, and then just leave the rest. You wouldn't never know which one was missing one. I'm that cruel.
I
Anyhow,
also collect dice as well.
well, this guy's like he is a magician. He steals the magician stuff.
One second, let me try and find the dice where it is. It should just be close by. Okay, it's not close by. Never mind. Got a massive jar, like big, full of dice.
Big dice guy.
I don't know. I like to collect weird things. I've stopped collecting stuff as much now, but I just like to collect like stuff which looks nice on a shelf, I guess.
I collect corks out of champagne bottles.
Got a bottle of champagne down in which we got given for when we bought our first house. Still haven't opened it.
Do you not like champagne?
I don't drink alcohol.
Do your missus not drink champagne?
She does, but we just forgot about it.
I'll have it up if you don't want it. It can go in my collection. I drink a lot of champagne.
Probably open it up on the next sunny weekend and just have it then, or on sunny Saturday or something like that.
The best thing to do is save it for special things. We got loads of our wedding, and I think I've got 2 bottles left in the fridge of Moet. So
yeah, to be fair, I'm planning a holiday for the 16th for a week, so might take.
That's when you drink it. Enjoy it, savor it, because it's the best. I think champagne's like one of those very underrated drinks.
I don't know.
Big champagne guy.
Just not
Anyhow.
a drinking guy anyway.
You're a drinking guy?
No, I don't drink.
At all?
No. I haven't drinking over a year.
My name's Lee, and I'm an alcoholic.
I got my 1-year coin the other day. Got my 1 day coin. Got my 51 day coins.
The way I look at it is, yeah, you die at some point anyway, so you might as well enjoy it.
I just don't enjoy alcohol.
I mean, absolutely. For me, I'm saying I don't think I could stop.
The last time I had alcohol was on that presentation evening, not this year, but last year.
Oh, that was a wild time.
Yeah.
I don't think I even drank that much.
And I got alcohol poisoning.
You got alcohol poisoning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh. Man like Lee can't handle his drink.
I was vomiting for like 3 days afterwards, you know.
You what, sorry?
I was vomiting for 3 days afterwards of that thing.
Lightweight.
Yes, because 3 days afterwards I still have alcohol in my system.
Can't lose his drink, what can we say?
It is what it is. It's just go with the flow.
Right.
I don't mind not drinking.
I think we're about done up.
Go to dartandsteam.com, buy some stuff if you would like to. Up to you. There's some pins on there. There's some merch and dices. We've got Unsportsmanlike conduct stuff on there too. Take take a look at Darren Mitchell for some PTing. I think I'm going in tomorrow, I believe. It's Jack's mug.
Sorry.
It's fine. Yeah. Anything else that we need to shout out?
I think we're good.
Follow us on Facebook,
Instagram,
YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube page on Darlington Steamer, but also our Unsportsmanlike Conduct page.
and Spotify.
And Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts as well. Whatever you want, really. Follow us, do whatever. Stay tuned, and we will be with you next time. Take care, guys. Peace out.
Ciao, everyone. Bye bye.